okay? And
Okay.
finally, let's see participle constructions. As we said at the beginning of the class, participle constructions are called non-finite clauses, okay? And we say that they are non-finite because, can you remember what I said at the beginning? Why do we call these non-finite?
I wasn't at the beginning, but I think that they are called non-finite because they are not conjugated. Or
Yes, that is one of the main points is that they are not conjugated, okay? The typical phrasing that we use for non-finite verbs is that they are not affected by tense, person, and number. That is to say, they do not have a subject. They are not conjugated, as you said, in any verb tense, and they are not affected by a person. That is to say, they are neither singular nor plural. Okay?
okay, thanks.
So we have three examples here of three different structures for you to compare. In the first case, we have two simple sentences. The student passed by, she waved to the teacher. And then we have the same structure in a compound sentence. The student passed by and waved to the teacher. And then we have these coordinating conjunction, okay? And, okay? And in the third example, we have a participle construction. The student passed by, waving to the teacher. I forgot a preposition here. Waving to the teacher. As you can see, this second part, waving to the teacher, this is what we call a participle construction or a non-finite clause, because this second part is not affected by tense, person, or number. Do you understand?
Yes.
Waving to the teacher.
Mister,
Yes?
can you send the PowerPoint later?
Yes, of course. This is a Prezi presentation. I will send a link for you guys to check it out, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Here we have some more examples. You want to pass the exam, you have to study hard. These are two simple sentences, okay? If you want to pass the exam, you have to study hard. That is a complex sentence, okay? And in this case, you know that if you want to pass the exam, this is an adverb clause of condition, okay?
Condition.
As we
Yes.
said a few minutes ago. And then we have an infinitive construction, a to infinitive construction. To pass the exam, you have to study hard. Do you understand?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is what we call a to infinitive construction, and we can also have a present participle construction, as in this case. For passing the exam, you have to study hard. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on. Here we have the present participles. Present participles are the ing forms, okay? A way to form present participle structures is by turning coordinating, coordinated sentences, okay? And we can do this by dropping the coordinating conjunction and in this case. He was awake, sorry, there's a mistake here. He was awake all night and remembered his mistakes in the exam. So that is a coordinating, a compound sentence, okay? joined by a coordinating conjunction and. We can remove it and turn this into a present participle structure. So we can say something like, he was awake all night remembering his mistakes in the paper. Do you understand?
Yes.
I need for somebody to give one example, please. Any volunteer? Shall I go to the participants section? Okay, so no democracy. Agustina, can you do it? Agustina, are you there? Or somebody else, maybe? Somebody? No examples then?
Could it be I was drinking mate waiting for the class or for the meeting?
I was drinking mate, waiting for the class.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Very good example. Excellent job. Here we have present participle constructions as clauses of time, okay, with since, when, and while. And you can say something like, since failing the exam, she has become less confident. Do you understand?
Yes.
What about an example? Anybody? Since, when, or while.
since stopping drinking alcohol, she has lost weight.
Can you please repeat? Be careful with the use of stop because it has a complicated pattern.
Yes,
Maybe
I'm
you can
thinking about
use
that.
maybe you can use quit instead of stop. You can say something like this: since quitting cigarette, she is more healthy. Can you see?
Yes.
Do you understand the example?
Yes.
Okay. You can also have present participle constructions as clauses of reason. Being too nervous to speak, she failed the exam. This is actually a true story of a student who literally couldn't speak. She couldn't say anything, and she failed the exam because she was in no condition of speaking. She couldn't even say good evening. She was very nervous. Can you think of another example? I want to think that this is the situation, right? But I can say something like this. Having a poor connection, the students couldn't participate. Is that example correct? Okay, we can also use present participle constructions in the place of conditionals. And we can say something like, when sitting an important exam, you need to prepare in advance. Okay, I think you say in advance, actually. Finally, we have present participle constructions in place of clauses of concession. Remember that concession means contrast, okay? One positive thing and a negative thing, or one true thing and one untrue thing, okay? While admitting that he had not studied enough for the exam, he denied having copied, okay? So he admitted to something, but he denied another thing, okay? Finally, present participle constructions in place of relative clauses. The student wearing the red t-shirt is apparently copying. By this first structure, what I mean is the student who is wearing the red t-shirt, okay? I am reducing that relative clause structure by omitting the subject and the verb, and thus creating this present participle construction. As you can see, this is non-finite because it does have a sort of subject, which would be the student, but it doesn't have a proper verb tense, okay? This should be something like the student is wearing, okay? But in this case, we have the student wearing, which is a structure that is not identified with any tense in English.